Right, this should be live. I think so. I'll just let the stream catch up on my computer so we can see what's going on. Just wait for it to pop up. 3, 2, 1. Right. Right, that's perfect. Hello everybody, and welcome to another live stream. This live stream is actually in 720p quality, only because what the software does, if I just go off here and go into Blender, what the software does is it uses CPU, and the higher quality you stream at, the more CPU it uses. At the moment it uses around 50-40% CPU, so that should be fine, and so that's what I'm doing there. And we're going to continue with our scene in Blender, our WW1 scene. I'm also going to record it this time, and I'm going to upload them in parts later, probably tonight actually, just so if you missed this live stream and you don't want to watch a whole 40 or 50 minute live stream, you can just watch them in parts. So they'll probably be about 10 minutes each. I've also shared this. I don't know what else to say, but other than to get cracking. Right, so let me click record. I believe it's this command. Just make sure I am. No, just click record on here. Right, so what we're going to do in this stream is we're going to turn this rather abysmal looking live stream, this scene, into a little bit more detail, give it more detail, and we're going to add some. Basically, going to be modelling some props in a second level to this scene, and then hopefully I can get all that done, and in the final I could just get through simulations with the smoke simulator, which would be quite fun to do. So what I'm going to do, go out of the rendered view here. I'm just going to leave this as it is now and go into the another layer. And in this layer I want to make some planks of wood that will go across the top of the trenches here, go across, and maybe hang down as well, just because if you watch a film with a World War One themed film, I'm thinking of Warhorse at the moment, you'd see that they've got like planks of wood on top to run across, and just bits of debris and other stuff in the trenches, as with everything else. So that's what we're going to do here. So to make a plank of wood, I'm just going to get a cube, and I'm just going to shape it in a way, and I'm just going to texture it, and hopefully that will be enough to look realistic enough for this scene, because I don't want to be spending hours modelling a plank of wood so that they're all unique. So a plank of wood normally looks like this, and like I said in the last live stream, that this is, it's not me, I've not done this beforehand. This isn't really a tutorial, this is more of just me going through and trying to see, just make it more, adding a bit more fun to Blender. It's not educational in any way, this is just me trying to make a scene and just live streaming it. So let's go. Right, so this is a plank of wood. I think that looks quite wood looking, if that makes sense. Plank of wood, if it's not been textured though, has it? I'm just going to add a lamp here, just so I can see what I'm doing, so I can see exactly what I'm doing here. So like so. And I'm going to go to the node editor, and I'm going to texture it like we always do with this. So let's get texturing, I guess. Right, so I'm just going to click on the plank of wood, and I'm going to add the texture in, and we're just going to use the normal texture that everyone node set up. So we're going to have imping node, just in case I want to make it bigger or smaller, or rotate it around if I really wanted to. Oh, it's crashed. Uh-oh. Blender's crashed. Oh god. I've got to do that again. Right. This is what saving regularly does for you. I didn't expect Blender to crash just that easily. I would have assumed that it would have been crashing when it's in the render. Well, I guess I was in the rendered view, so I'll try and stay out of the rendered view mode as much as possible. Just because Blender is really unpredictable when it comes to crashing. It will just do it whenever it wants. So I'm just going to save a little bit more regularly now. Now we've had our fingers burnt. So again, I'm going to add the texture. I'm not going to go into the rendered view. So we go. Oh, what am I doing? Texture, image texture, and add that to there. Vector mapping node. It shouldn't be too bad because even though I'm streaming at a higher quality than last time, I was Safari up with the YouTube stream on this computer, but now I don't. I have it on my laptop to the side, so that should balance it out a little bit. But if it doesn't, I'll have to switch it to a lower setting. So I'm going to go in UV texture, and to do that first I need to go into the image editor and UV unwrap this. Again, I'm just going to do it nice and quickly, Smart UV project, and that just makes this here, which sort of stretches the texture out. But if we use the map, if we mix that with the mapping node, it'll be fine. So we're going to go to our texture. It's just a basic wooden texture. I think it's this one. Yes, it's just a basic wood texture. And if I click render, then go into now a minute, and not looking very good. Gonna go into UV, and I'm just gonna click unwrap. See if that makes a difference. Well, it will make if it makes it better. No. What is wrong with it? We're gonna have to work through this. I'm not even sure what's wrong with it. Go back into edit mode, and I guess we could actually just do cube projection, see what that does to it. So it's stretching, the texture's stretched, and it seems to be all coming, which is not what we want at all. Do with this, the node set. So I'm just going to do vector mapping node, and you can see it's definitely the texture itself. The texture itself should be fine. Huh. Right, I'm going to have to work through this one. No. Let's take it back to this. Oh, there we go. Are the textures always flat? Did I accidentally change that? I don't know. I don't know why. But no, it's textured perfectly now. I just need to add a mapping node in again to I'm just rendered view mode because I'm weird crashing again. And I'm just gonna attach UV to it. Make sure it's not broken it. Nope. No. So I'm assuming it was because I don't know what it was, tube I think. So I'm just gonna increase the scale a little bit, maybe set it to 5. Just big, which is obviously, you know, that's obvious why we're having it like that. What we want to do now is I want to regularly saving them. Just make sure it doesn't crash again. Right, I'm going to go to shader, and I'm going to attach that to the mix shader, and attach that to that. Right, now I'm just going to lower the glossiness, and I'm not gonna from in this view. There's no object for it to reflect off, so having the glossy shader just makes it useless. But on this, you can actually, there's actually a light source for it here, so we're going to use that as a a guiding point. So it's shiny, very well polished house. So it's not going to be that shiny in the no. So we're just going to increase the roughness, and we'll probably edit those settings a lot as it progresses. Hang on a minute. I just need to make sure I'm recording still and make sure that it's all working. I will get better at this thing. Hang on. Yeah, everything's fine. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate these settings again. And there's one thing I haven't done, is I haven't like general glossy shader across the whole thing. Select none. If I can do it, there we go. And then it's got to look a lot more really, a lot better. So that's perfect. That's what we need. And now we're going to do the bump mapping. So I'm just going to I keep calling it the bump map, normal mapping, because I use crazy bump and they don't use bump mapping, they use normal map. Yeah. There's obviously a difference. I mean, one's better than the other, but in scenes it doesn't make much of a difference. And again, I'm wary of it being in rendered view because it renders on the CPU. So now we've actually got some texture bump here. If we go to it, and that's a bad idea. There's not really any settings that can really show that. So I'm just going to set this to 2. I'm just going to double the bump. And I don't know, I think that texture's looking, it's going to be getting a lot of caustics, which is what always happens when it comes to glossy. So we'll have to clamp it down when we do that. I'm just going to put this object into the scene and we'll see what it looks like. So I'm just going to click M and move layer. I'm just going to see how it reacts with the rest of the environment first. See if we need to change it. Just let this render out a little bit. Check the stream. Stop the that. And then I'm going to start it again in a minute. Hang on. Let me just so we get more chord. Now make sure so we get just watch the whole stream and leap, which might take a while, or they could just watch the little bits. So I don't know how many parts it will be. Normally I'm going to split them up over about 10 minutes each. So depending on how long the live stream is, will depend on how many parts I'll be uploading. Right, so we've got that to 10. I want to lower the scaling of it because it looks too big. So I'm just going to have to do all of them. And I'm wary of the texture itself is looking pretty good here. I'm just hoping it looks, rest of the time. Yep, I'm gonna leave that as it is for now, and I'm actually modeling in it just so we can, make it look a little bit more like a proper plank of wood other than just a cube that's been squashed around a bit. So I'm going to subdivide it a couple of times, and I'm going to delete a face. I'm actually going to select the whole thing again and subdivide it again, just so we've got a little bit more to work with. Oh, and I'm just going to make a hole in the middle of it there. Did I delete both? No. It looks like I deleted both from there. Right, and this is the tricky bit. I'm going to have to edge these together, and I haven't forgot what the what's the key command for making a face. Hang on a minute. It's Alt X. No, Alt C V. Oh no. No. I don't end up like breaking it. I swear it's Alt F. There we go. Alt F. There we go. I know it was Alt something. I'm just gonna make some faces. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of doing it, but I'm not a modeler really. Alt F. Ooh. Drag it around. Alt F. So now that looks a little bit. I'm actually going to do a little bit more to that because that looks awful. That just looks like a cube with a. I'm just going to maybe drag this down, maybe rotate it a little bit, and then just so it looks all scrawny and broken. I'm just going to subdivide that. We're getting a little bit fiddly here. Rotate this maybe. Let's have a look. So that looks a little bit better. I'm just going to set smooth shading. And to do that, I'm going to have to then go to edge split, so it's more angular, as it were. Right. Let's see if this looks a little bit better. Go to rendered view. Rendered view, please. I might have to apply. It's gone all Dr. Seuss. Right. Let's get rid of the texture and go new. Wood text. Oh no, that's floor texture. Wood texture. Let's call this wood texture for the sake of OCD. Wood texture. Texture. There we go. Right. Hopefully. Oh no. Still. Maybe if I unwrap it. If I did another unwrap. Cube projection. Hopefully that's fixed. Yes, it has. It's fixed it. Jesus. I don't want to spend too much really going. To be fair, you're probably not even going to see that bit there. So what I want to do is I want to line this up along the top. So let me just do that. So 90 degrees and then 90 degrees that way. So this can line up across the top, and I'm thinking of making rigid bodies for it, just so that I can just press play and drop it, which would make it a little bit easier. But that then would mean that if we're going to make this an animation, I couldn't really start it at frame 1, because at the start of the frame everything would just drop onto the scene, which would look quite weird. So I'll do that. I'll do some rigid bodies for it. Right, make sure. Oh, are we crashing again? Oh, jeez. Just the fear of God just comes into you when Blender thinks, it looks like it's about to crash. You think, oh no, what's happening? What's it going to do? Is it going to break? Who knows? Who knows? Right, I'm just going to make sure now I've scaled it up, it hasn't messed around with the texture, because I don't want to unwrap it again. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine. Right. I'd just like to add that those lights here aren't going to stay there. They're the next job when it comes for me. So don't worry about that. Right, let me go to rigid bodies. Just checking the stream again. Let's have a quick one more check. What I'll do, I just make sure that the sound's working properly and everything's right. Yeah, it's all fine. All fine. I'm just gonna move this. There we go. Right. So go to the physics panel. I'm gonna click add active, and the rest of the scene. So these objects here, I'm just going to set to passive. So if I click save, and I was to drop this plank, it will hit. Just so it is as perfect as I can get it. Right. I actually want to possibly try and get it so that something hangs off, so like maybe a light hangs off the plank, or maybe just something hangs off, because I think that just more obstacles into the trench detailed. But to do that, I'd need to do constraint. Oh well, we'll give it a go. Just checking this. I think it's all fine. Right, yes, I'll give that a go, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do that in a minute. I'm just going to duplicate this times. Oh. And I'm going to make it smaller. So we're going to have some planks of wood that come up along, that go along the floor. That'd be a good idea, actually. Make some smaller ones that go across the floor. I'm definitely going to have to read these textures though, because oh, that's a little bit off when it comes to, there we go. I don't know if that's completely off or not. Right, anyway. So yeah, these planks of wood, the ones of this size, if I just move this to the layer again, it's going to look a little bit funny, I reckon, because I've just resized. Oh no. Okay, actually. Let's move it back. Right. Let's duplicate this a couple of times. And I'm going to get rid of these cube objects now because I don't need them to for my environment anymore. I'm just going to duplicate this again. And if I click play. Oh, hang on. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I'm just making sure the stream hasn't broken because I think it might have done. Sorry, put this back onto there. Let's go live. Nope, I think it's fine. I think it's just my internet when it comes. It just froze a little bit. Or is it again? Hang on. Right, sorry. Stop recording for this. No, should be fine. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the stream. Okay. I'm just going to set the quality lower because I don't like the way that it's freezing on this. So I'm just going to do that real quick. So bear with me a second. So this has been the second live stream, I guess. As if you can I change the settings here actually? Warning: output in program quality may be reduced. Click OK. Oh, I might have just been able to, I might have just fixed it. Hang on. If I lower the quality, maybe it's just right, we've had some technical difficulties here, obviously. Ha 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 ha. No, that's just a glitch on my behalf. But I've lowered the quality anyway, just so I don't break it. And I'm going to click record again for this, and we're going to start again. Right, we're back. Alright, I want to click play. That was what I was doing last. So everything's full. Oh, that's bounced up a little bit, hasn't it? Trying to make sure that this looks okay. I think it's doing okay. Yeah, I just want to get the idea of having some bits of debris. So this is actually working out quite nicely. Alright, let me just set this to 90. I'm going to put this along the wall of the trench. So if I stick that here along the wall, I'm going to clear the physics on it because we don't want it to move. I'm going to set this along the wall, and I'm going to set all up along the wall, and they are going to be the source of light. They're going to have like little lamps on them. Yeah, that's going to look quite good actually, because they sort of coincide a little bit with these, but I don't want them to like directly just look like an L shape going up and across it, which would be a bit silly. So far, oh, if I click, I guess these two planks here don't need to fall so high, really, to actually drop on the floor properly. That'll be a bit, you know, counterproductive. So what we've got here is we're going to have, for this scene, go into render view, make sure it doesn't break. Yeah, right, so these planks of wood on the side here are going to be, they sort of a support for the trench, if that makes sense. And they're gonna, should they have lights on them? Should I just make it? Because I don't think during the war they had lights that were embedded into the trench, into the walls. They were sort of hanging a time ago. So I'm going to, let's first get rid of these, just so we know. Oh no, just so we know what we're dealing with. Honestly, the undo button in Blender, whoever implemented that are the best people in the world, because I remember it didn't used to have an undo button, I don't think. I'm just going to duplicate these again so it fits to the end, and I'm going to do it this, and I'm going to swap it to the other side as well. That'll look quite good. So, and then that side. Ooh, yeah, right. Now we know. Now we're talking. Now we're looking a bit more trench World War I looking. So, please don't crash. Right, there's no lights, so there's no point me even rendering. I just forgot we'd got rid of the lights. Right. So I'm going to duplicate, and we're going to have, if there's no light, see what happens if I'm just going to move this down just so it gets rid of it, but I don't want to get rid of it yet because I want to see what it does. Right, oh, there's a light there, look, forgot one, because I want this scene to look a little bit more, I want the trend to be a lot longer instead of it just ending at, you know, being stopped at the end. I want to see what this looks like. I mean, obviously, that doesn't look very good. Could make it so it turns, so it curves. Instead of it just getting blocked off completely, it curves so that we can't see the sky and the world that's just not there, but we can still see. Yes, that sounds better. I'm just make sure the stream's okay. Sorry, I always go quiet when I listen to myself. Right, what time are we on? Right, yeah, that sounds like a better idea. I mean, we're actually getting some quite nice looking shots here anyway, and there's no more caustics anymore. That's because we've got rid of all the lights. So it bends. So to do that, I'm just going to simply have it. I'm not going to have it so it curves because I don't want to do, because I've done calculus and I don't like it. Actually, I do, but that made no sense. Well, to people that don't know, that makes no sense. Okay, right. Let's make that so it's a little bit more to that side. And I'm just going to duplicate the floor, obviously, and set it to sort of that angle as well. Excuse me. So local, I'm just going to set that to the pointer to local so that we know what we're doing. And I'm going to go zoom in. I'm just going to, there we go, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. That is brilliant. My stream is saying that the video output is low. I'm just going to, excuse me, technical difficulties have been insane in this live stream. I'm very sorry. I'm just going to go here. It looks fine. Looks fine. I'm going to ignore it. I'm ignoring what YouTube is telling me. Right. I'm just going to stop the recording again.